from the Bronx, or from the
Yes,
Bronx, New
sir.
York. Bro, I brought you on the podcast today, bro, because I want you to talk about your background, bro. I know you're in the fighting scene now. What's kind of like led you to, the path that you're on right now? Kind of give insight, bro, to your mindset. Never know who can come across this podcast. You can probably grasp attention from it, just catch their
Yeah,
eye.
yeah. Well, I guess life got me into fighting. Like, I started as a little kid, like
You know,
pretty much fighting in school and stuff, just trying to defend myself. Where I grew up, it wasn't necessarily like the best of areas in the Bronx, so there was always a lot of violence and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, we used to get tart.
what?
What?
No,
Now I
go
was
ahead.
just saying,
What?
unfortunately, like, you know, we would get jumped a lot. People get jumped a lot and stuff like that, and fights happened a lot.
You got to defend for
Yeah,
yourself. A lot of situations out there. So, yeah. What year was that you were growing up out there in New York?
my whole life. I was born in 91 to,
In the
yeah,
90s in New
pretty
York.
much. The 90s, the early 2000s. I went through, yeah, I guess I went through a few generations.
And what I know you moved out of New York, so now you're
Yeah, I'm in
residing in
Orlando
Florida.
now. Yeah.
You've been out that.
I just moved here in 2020. So I've been here 3 years, going on four.
Would you say it's a big difference? Florida, I know it's same on the East Coast, like it's East Coast energy, but would you say it's a difference
Yeah,
between
it's like
Florida
it's
and New York?
tropical weather all year round here. Like it's nice. I love it. It's vacation weather all year. So and it's really beautiful out here, man. New York, I don't know. New York looks like shit to me. Like I don't know. I'm from the city, so all you see there is like
Yeah,
buildings, you know, yeah,
concrete.
like dumpsters, train tracks. Like I don't know. That's not beautiful to me. I like, nature, trees. You get what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
Environments. Bro, what can you say, bro? Is like I know you're heavily involved right now. You got some more fights coming up. What's the path you're trying to go on right now with the sports and what you're trying to put
Right now
yourself
I'm
in?
just honestly I'm just trying. Yeah,
If you're going with the flow,
I'm just
too.
trying to do what I'm supposed to do. I guess whatever's meant for me. I don't know. This is just always my life. Always does somehow like a full circle, and I always end up back with MMA or fighting. So I'm just like I've always gotten
Yeah,
like veered off my path. You know what I mean in life, and this time I'm just trying to like stay focused and get to as far as I could get with it.
you mentioned being focused, bro, and being locked in. How would you define being focused and locked in for yourself?
So unfortunately, like I'm not blessed like some other fighters, because there's a lot of pro fighters out here where they could train full time, like everything is funded and stuff like that for them. I actually own my own auto glass company, and I have to like, I work literally sometimes from like 7 to 5 or 6 to 6, every day, and then I train after. I have to work because I got kids. I got two boys and a daughter. My oldest is my daughter Emma Rose Perez Bruno. Then I got my son Lionel Elias Melendez, and then I got my youngest that he's like the one that keeps me on my toes, and Eddie Perez Bruno Jr. That kid, yeah, that kid's the
Yeah, Junior.
fire. Like that boy, he keeps me on my toes. So yeah, yeah.
Me too.
So I'm always just working hard. You know what I mean? I have to, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
to be able to like to make sure they're good, pay my bills and be able to afford training and stuff like that. So I work all day and then I train after.
Yeah.
Literally last night, we were supposed to do this last night, but I was so tired, man, from work and training. I trained,
Yeah,
yeah, I
no,
trained from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So I was just exhausted.
is that like a daily schedule you run? You have like a set schedule you like get yourself
Um,
locked in?
so not every day, but most of the days, yeah. Like I guess 2 to 3 days out the week, I do like 6 to 9, you could say. But I try to stay within like just like a 2 hour workout. like where I do like an hour stand up and then like an hour groundwork since I do MMA, or sometimes I just do an hour of both, like I mix it up, you know. But the whole point is to be training both ground and striking so I could be like, a good all around fighter.
What led you the MMA path,
um
bro?
like,
Like specific boxing, let me
it's
be honest.
like I said, man, like in the streets, cause in New York and the Bronx, like growing up, it wasn't just boxing. Like they hitting you with pipes, you getting
Yeah, that's
kicked, you getting,
yeah,
So I had to learn. I took a martial arts. I felt like, it's the best thing that's gonna keep me safe out here, and not just be a victim.
yeah. Would you say that we are not the product of our environment, but we
A
make our
hundred
environment?
percent. I mean, yes or no, yes or
Yeah,
no, because I feel like sometimes we need to get out of our environment to grow. Like not everybody's born under the same circumstances and the same environment. You get what I'm saying? So
that's true.
you ever heard of like a flower is only gonna grow as big as is potted, right? Like let's say
Yeah,
if you
I
grow, like
agree.
let's say if you
That's true.
plant like a bushes, if you plant some roses, right, and you put them in a small pot, you're only gonna get small roses. You're not gonna get a lot of roses. Now compared to you put it in a big pot
Yeah,
that it has like a lot of space with with positivity and like good stuff in that pot, you're gonna get a garden of roses. You
yeah.
get what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, I think starting from the bottom, like it definitely makes me appreciate things more, and more grateful for things,
Yeah.
and I see the value in things more.
You feel like there's been like crucial moments in your life, bro, that you could say that have led you now to, a certain mindset that have built upon to who you are now, like as a person, as a man, as an
Yeah,
individual. I'm sure that we all have
yeah,
it.
life, man, life has a funny way of life, and
It does. It does. It's definitely it's a day
yeah,
by day.
yeah,
It's a day by day. What I know you're big too on mental health, brother, and you're big on getting that out there on your feed and on your social media. How like as a man, as an individual, would you say that it's mental health is important for man, bro, and
um,
how
without getting too personal on the
you handle
podcast, I definitely think mental health is definitely very important. Someone that like I've suffered with it, I've dealt with it like depression and anxiety, stuff like that. Like and I feel like as men, I don't know, like we were like groomed to like, like the way we were raised and stuff like that. At least my era is like, just shut up, like don't say nothing, don't talk to nobody, nobody cares. You get what I'm saying?
social
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
services and
yeah. So
everything?
I feel like I don't know, like I've had a lot of friends pass away. I've lost a lot of people throughout the years and stuff like that. And I've been rock bottom. Rock bottom will teach you play things that mountaintops won't teach you. You know what I'm saying? And I've been both. And I feel like I've been in both. I've been in points in my life where I felt like I was on top of the world, and then we've all been rock bottom, and mental health is definitely something that's important. I think you should always at least have somebody you can vent to or talk to. You know what I mean? Um, and if you don't,
Yeah,
what worked for me was God.
on me though,
Yeah,
that's number
man.
one. That's number.
I started praying more, man, and I started like I don't know. It sort of put me like on a spiritual journey, I guess, like being alone. Because when I first moved to Florida, like I live alone. I was by myself for 2, 3 years. I didn't really have nobody at all. So it wasn't until what was that?
Took off to Florida, not knowing
Nah,
anybody really like that.
I started like
Out that way,
brand new, like nothing,
real.
like scratch,
Yeah,
like
bro.
scratch. I was living in my car at first. Like I moved over here. I drove like over 1,000 miles. Like I was,
He's wanted a new chapter in your life,
yeah, I left.
looking for something new,
Yeah, I just wanted
new
better.
energy.
Like I wanted to
Yeah,
build better, and I knew staying in the Bronx, it wasn't like it's a toxic cycle out there. You know what I mean? Like I was working as an EMT for St. Barnabas Hospital in the Bronx, with FDNY and stuff like that. I had a great job. Like I had a good job. It's just like it just wasn't it. Like it wasn't the life. Like that wasn't it for me. I knew like there was more for me out there, and I could get it. I just had to go get it, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. You remind me, bro, one of my friends, one of my homies from New York. He's from Brooklyn. I know he said he had family in the Bronx. He has a upbringing too of being like fighting. And he had told me, I met him out here in Vegas, and he had told me he even got a puncture too in his back in New York. He ended up moving out of New York to escape all that. Came out here
Yeah.
by himself. So I'm like, that's really. He tells me all the stories, bro, and like everything. And what you're telling me is
Nah,
like
like
that's
it's
literally what
crazy.
he
I don't
tells
know
me.
if
I'm like,
it's
you're
like a thing or something, but like it's funny because I was stabbed too, like when I was like 15 years old, like growing up in the Bronx, and I got shot when I was 18.
you're
Yeah, I
18.
got
That's
shot with
wild.
a 38 on my right leg on Christmas Day. I was like, yeah, in
On
2011,
Christmas.
I'll never forget
Yeah,
that
man.
day, man. Like it was crazy. It's like I guess at
Yeah,
those
that's
times when I was starting to, I guess, believe more in God and like life made me believe in Him. So
like life gets to a certain point, bro, where it just like pushes you to like a certain like edge, or pushes you to a certain like road. Whether that's good or bad, that's for you to to define as an
yeah,
individual, as you know yourself. But I feel like always does that, pushes you to like a certain edge where you have to make certain choices and decisions in life that will define or
yeah,
change shit
facts.
for you. Back in time, bro, and tell yourself, your younger self, your like 13, 14-year-old self, something, bro, what would you say
I
to
would have
them?
said stay focused with the fighting, man. All the other stuff is cool, but stay on track. Stay on track. I got veered off a lot because of life, man. I had a lot of unfortunate events. My little brother was murdered in 2015. Then my dad got sick with cancer. He passed away in 2018. And it was just like one thing after another. You know what I mean? Like losses back to back. So like it took me away like from fighting. It took me away from life, man. I wasn't living. I haven't ever since my little brother was murdered, man. Like I was never the same. I haven't been the same. Like I feel like now I'm starting to find myself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And look how long it's been. And like
It's a process.
yeah, and it was like I'm not even
Process.
like trying to like make my situation seem worse than other people's because I know other people like had like similar situations and stuff like that. But I feel like mine's I don't know, it just hit different because I was standing right next to my little brother when he got shot. He died in my hands. He fell in my hands, and his last words were to me. So I think like that makes it like extra a little. I'm not gonna lie, like I live with it every day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's traumatizing. So that affected my mental health a lot. You know, as strong as I think I am or try to be, man. If you're not right up here, man, nothing else is gonna be right.
That is true, man. That is true. That's where like you keep yourself busy with MMA, and you keep yourself with a very strong
Yeah,
mindset,
man.
right? And
Yeah, Brazilian
with that,
jiu-jitsu has honestly helped me a lot too, man. I'm not gonna lie. It teaches you patience and stuff like that. And just the work ethic of trying to get better in jiu-jitsu. Like you need patience just to get better. And yeah.
I've thought about it too myself doing MMA because I feel like it really like accelerates your mindset to just a different mind. To just keeping yourself busy and productive, and especially as men, we need to be very hands on and be productive. And I feel like being in the sports world or just sports minded orientated, bro, and like getting up early, grinding, putting yourself with your needs and goals, like that shit aligns you. And that shit can make you. You just need to be like really locked in. But also, I know the weight of the world and a bunch of shit can also weight us down. But that's the daily battle
Yep,
that we fight every
100%.
day, right?
Yeah, I
That's some deep
know.
ass
You
shit right now,
did.
bro.
I agree.
I said, oh shit, it made me think with that. Bro, what would you say, bro, when you say all the possibilities, bro? What do you feel off the chest, off your heart, saying that?